Hi everyone, here we are back with chapter 16. We're going to talk about advertising and promotion industry, advertisers, agencies, media, and support organizations. So kind of how they get things taken care of. And we're also going to talk about some other things as well. So here we go. Event sponsorship, uh, product placement, and branded entertainment is really the bulk of what we're going to talk about. So logistically, how that happens. So integrated brand promotion. Monster, it's an energy drink, uses brand promotion with events, sponsorship. They use sponsorship to connect with fans. They have motorcycle racing and NASCAR. The idea is to make sure that you are sponsoring events that your target market is interested in. So we talked about Madison and Vine and product placement in Marketing 1. And this is the idea, convergence of advertising and entertainment. And it's a very non-traditional and experiential form of media. So it's the consumer is actually right involved with the activity. So that the traditional broadcast media is really a thing of the past, and the audience is getting fragmented or dispersed in many directions, and also people are more interested in being able to control their own information environment. So also you can avoid ads with pop-up blockers. Also, things that are like Netflix or Amazon Prime, that kind of thing, Hulu, you can avoid advertising. So they have to figure out a way to advertisers need to figure out a way to get around that. So event sponsorship is this idea that a marketer provides financial support to help fund an event, like we were seeing with the Monster would help to fund NASCAR or the motorcycle or whatever. And then it's free way. It's a new way. You've got to figure out how to figure out what your media impressions are going to be, and so you want to. It's the idea of connecting, and activity between of a brand and an event. So we're also really interested in making sure you have social measure social responsibility, or make sure that there is a level of social responsibility, and also if there's any kind of sponsor spillover, if other sponsors involved. Okay, so here's another example of USA Cycling sponsoring Pro Road and TT National Championships. There's all sorts of examples of these out there. So you also have an opportunity to have contact with key customers, and really brings that personality, that brand personality, to life. And this idea too of giving back to the local community, people are very interested and concerned about that. So you want to make sure that you follow some certain guidelines. You want to be socially responsible. You don't want to have too crazy parties, too much crazy activities or things that are wasteful or harm the environment. And again, you want to match the brand to the event. So if it's something a health related brand, it's a healthy event. Finding the target audience. You don't, again, as always, you want to stick to a few key messages. Make sure that there's a single plot line that people understand. One message. That there's a level of exclusivity, that people feel special as being a part of it. That it's relevant to the brand, which also goes to the brand matching to the event. You want to be able to use the internet to promote it, so you get people out there, and you want to make sure that there's some plan how you're going to integrate that information or integrate it into your other messages, and also that there's some connection with social media, that social media is leveraged during it. So here we go. Sponsors are seen as partners. Manchester United, many team sponsors. So Chevy, 20th Century Fox, you can read them down there. Here we go, another example of sports sponsorship with Tide, Procter & Gamble, after the Olympic Games. Simone Biles. Okay, so you want to make sure that, figure out a way to measure what the impact was. So figure out what brand mentions have been. There are companies that take care of that and figure out what those, not who, unlike Nielsen, trying to figure out, if there was, how much of a buzz was created, hashtags, that kind of thing. Catch a Chevy at South by Southwest. Okay, and then brand placement, putting something into the context. Into the content and the execution of an entertainment vehicle. So on television, you might have endorsement actually on the product. At the movies, you can reach consumers who are less reachable through traditional media. And then in video games, you see this repetitive brand exposure. We see product placement in movies and television all the time, very much so on reality TV, the Food Network, HGTV, and other reality shows as well. So you want to make sure that it's the placement looks authentic, that it's the right placement within at the right time of the campaign. You want to make sure you have the right industry relationships, that you're keying into the companies and the organizations that are really going to and the media that are really going to, the shows and the movies and that kind of thing, that are really going to promote your brand. And you can't really expect any kind of quantifiable return on investment. It's return on investment is how much we spent X amount of money, and did we generate X amount of sales to make it back. It's a little bit still the Wild West with all this stuff. So advertainment, again, is this idea with it could be sports related, it could be video game related. So you want to have to create some kind of, the goal is really to create some kind of emotional connection with people, and connect with the consumers you're looking for. So here we go. Britta's best roommate ever. YouTube video was followed up by a behind-the-scenes look at the making of this branded entertainment. So King Bach and Stephen Curry. So product placement does have its drawbacks. It could be too much. People stop seeing it. They start to take it for granted, and so it's too predictable. And also, the consumer rights groups are leery of this because they think that it could be, too much for sale. That the shows themselves or the events themselves are quote unquote selling out. So you want to also make sure that you're staying on focus and on target really is the big thing, and you want to make sure that all the departments within the company are all focused on the same page. They're and they're willing to share in the exposure. So again, event sponsorship and social media, you want to make sure that there's a connection between how you are promoting them on social media and the activities themselves. So narrative advertising is what the company pays for it themselves. So here are just two more examples of this. Mazda tweets about South by Southwest sponsorship to encourage attendees to view its new vehicle, South by Southwest, the music festival. And then Heinz Ketchup is out there past the Heinz, a connection with Mad Men. People see that connection, that they watched it on the show and now they see it quote unquote in real life. Okay, so that's just a quick run through on chapter 16, and we will see you back here for chapter 17. Thanks, everyone.